Well, good morning to you one and all. Praying that all is well. Yes, I'm on an hour early. I have a couple of other chats that I want to get on, and I did not want to get on later this time. I wanted to get on just a little bit earlier. So I want to thank you for your tolerance in allowing me to be able to have some levels of flexibility when it comes down to the snapshot. I really do appreciate that more than you can ever know. I know the notifications are going out, and so let it be known. I see that it has come up, letting me know that it is up and running. And so we are grateful to God for each and every one of you being with us on today. Uh, it's just an interesting time to be. Terry, how are you? Nancy, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to have you with us on this morning. Good morning, Debbie. How are you? Grateful to God for you, and we see folk are coming on board, and so we're grateful and we're thankful for the privilege to be able to. The word that comes to mind is serve you, and that's so important that we need to have more servants instead of people wanting to be served. Um, Jesus was the most perfect example of that. So, good morning, Carolyn. How are you doing? Good to see you and good to have you with us on this morning. So, we're grateful to God. Gina, how you feeling? Okay, good. I am. I'm feeling better. I am grateful to God for that. Bobby McKenzie, how are you this morning? Feeling much better. I knew it would come. I knew it would happen. I just needed to get through it. Okay. Good morning, Lisa. How are you? And that's the one thing that I have learned over the years. If you can just get through it, everything else will fall in place. Okay. Good. Good to have you on board with us on today. I'm going to get started in about 2 minutes. In about 2 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and get started here and kind of share a little something with you from Matthew 6. And so we'll go from there. Denise, how are you? Katrina, how are you this morning? Um, so it's just good to be. Yeah, and I keep saying this over and over again. It's life should take on a totally different persona than drudgery and inconvenience. Okay. Hey Denise, how are you? Ethel, good to have you um, with us on this morning. You have to determine whether your cup is half empty or half full. I want us to get that if you don't get anything else, because if you constantly look at a deficit, half empty, you will not live to your fullest potential. But when you look at a cup as half full, you are looking at probability and opportunity. Lord Jesus, let me stop. Let me stop. Because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm going to finish up Sunday's message either today. Well, no, I'm gonna finish it up today, and then I'll go back over it tomorrow, so that I can be ready for Sunday morning. Mr. Fay, how are you? And so, you just get excited for an opportunity to be able to minister the word of the Lord to the people of God, and then to see God do what He knows how to do, the way He knows how to do it. Pastor Lane, how are you, my good friend and brother? And when we recognize and see that and see the transformation, and for some people, they are looking for like this spontaneous popcorn transformation, but sometimes minuscule movement is better than no movement at all. Can somebody talk to me? Can somebody just Talk to me. Sometimes we want things to be leaps and bounds, and every now and then it's a crawl. But can I tell you something about leaps and bounds? Leaps and bounds. Hey, Cecile, how are you? Leaps and bounds, brother Marcel. How you feeling? Leaps and bounds cause you to miss the ground that you travel. But when you're crawling, you begin to notice things that you've never seen before because you're closer to the environment. Okay, I'm done because I'm gonna get started on that, and I really don't want to do that. I want to talk about, and it's time. I want to talk about Matthew chapter 6. As we had looked at it, we were dealing with something, and I believe. Hey, Jaleesa, how you doing? I believe it's something that's overwhelmingly important, as you know. I love it, Pastor Lane. Yeah, because you know that old song says, "What goes up must come down." Spinning wheels got to go around. Yeah, I'm a baby boomer, so that tells you the kind of music that I've been exposed to. But in the midst of this, in the midst of this, it talks about the mind. It talks about what are the manifestations of a mind that stayed on Him, and some people honestly believe that to have the mind of Christ means that you've turned into a nun, you've turned into a monk, you've turned into a recluse, you've turned into somebody who stays in hibernation all the time. That's not that's if that's the case, then Jesus didn't tell the truth when he said, "I came that you might have life and have it more abundantly." So when we look at life, life was meant to be enjoyed within parameters. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Life was meant to be enjoyed. No, we're not going to the parking lot Sunday. No, no, Sylvia Scott, we're not going to do it. And I'm going to tell you why we're not going to do it. There has been so much rain that parking lot is not ready for cars to drive on. If it weren't for that, and then we have not tested the equipment yet. It's been sitting all winter. We have to get it out. We have to test it. We have to make sure that if there's cords or speakers or whatever that need to be replaced, we can have all of that done. Because those that are a member of the Union Church or part of the Ohio Baptist State Convention know I am a perfectionist when it comes down to the functionality of equipment. Okay. I got to make sure that the system, the sound system works, the streaming system works, that the cords and everything, if they need to be replaced, we get that done far enough in advance so that when those men come out there to put stuff together, everything connects and flows. So yes, there's two reasons why we're not going to be in the parking lot. The parking lot is too wet. There's been so much rain that people will end up being stuck in those lots. Even with the 80-degree weather, the ground will still be overwhelmingly soft and moist. And then we have not tested the equipment. Okay. But that doesn't mean that when another weekend comes and gives me an opportunity to do what I need to do, that we won't be ready to roll. But I remember one time that we did it. The church van got stuck. Other cars were kind of bogged down, and we don't want to see that happen again. President-elect, Pastor-elect Jordan, how are you this morning? So it's an issue of the mind. It's an issue of a mindset. It's an issue of how are you going to live your life, and what will your priorities be? All right. This is important. This is overwhelmingly important for us to get into understand. And that's the reason why he talks about the lamp of the body. Okay, the eye, what the eye sees, what the eye perceives, how the eye transmits information to the rest of the body, determines the functionality of the body, determines whether that body can see, whether that body can comprehend truth, or whether that body is consumed in darkness. All right. And so then that's when he gets to Matthew 6:24. And as I was sitting here going over some things, I need to ask a question. And I know I'm going to get in trouble with it, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Here's the question that I have. Can God get your heart, or is he just a part-time lover? Woo! I'm gonna preach that one day. Can he really get your heart, because if he gets your heart, guess what? That's where your treasure is. We went through all of that. We went through all of that so that we understand clearly the reason that many people are not able to invest in anything but themselves is because that's where their heart is. All right. So when we look at that, then he goes into verse 24, because I think this is important for us to see, to recognize, and to grasp. Okay. No one, no one can serve two masters. Somebody has your heart. Now, you might be faking the feeling, but somebody has your heart. You may be able to go through the outward expressions. Okay. All right. Oh, Jaleesa, he can't get it. He got it. Okay. All right. All right. And so, in the midst of that, you can't serve two masters. Either he will hate one and love the other, or he will be loyal to the one and despise the other. Can I talk about that for just a moment? See, when you love the Lord with all of your heart, when you talk about two masters, we're talking about that the servant of the Lord cannot, hey, Pee Wee, how are you this morning? Cannot give 100% of their service to two things that are in competition for your time. Lord, 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 Lord. Why? Because one is a contradiction to the other one. One produces light, the other produces lust and competition. I'm going to talk about this because I'm going to take my time and get through this, because we won't be coming back together until Monday, for those, and except for those that will be watching us at 10 a.m. on Sundays. And so we see that the two things, they don't agree. They are not in concert with one another. They are not complementary to one another, because one of them is in control of your life. Now, you can act like God is in control in the worship, in the preaching moment, in the teaching moment, but the evidence of who's in control is seen when you leave the church, when you're not in worship, when you're not around a collective number of the saints. And so here's what you got to recognize, and here's what you got to see. Here's what you've got to know without a shadow of a doubt. Hey, Barbara, how are you? What you've got to know is they are in conflict one to the other. And that's so important for us to recognize, to see, and to understand, because somebody you loving. Somebody is getting all of your attention. Somebody is getting all of your allegiance. Somebody is getting all of your revenue. Somebody is getting all your love. Oh, help me, Lord, to teach this so you can understand that, okay? You either going to hold on to one or you going to let go of another, but you can't hold on to both that are diametrically opposed to one another at the same time. They don't work. That's oil and water. They don't mix. And it becomes very evident. Okay. The question I have here, because he says in the latter part of the verse, he says, you cannot serve God and mammon. You cannot serve God and money. Let me ask this question. Let's see what happens. Why is it so difficult? Okay. Why is it so difficult for rich people to trust God? Oh, Lord, have mercy. And let me preface this. Let me preface this so I can get this out here so you can understand it exactly the way I'm saying. I am not saying that God doesn't want you to be rich. I am not saying that God doesn't want you to be well off. I am not saying that God does not want you to enjoy life. I am not saying that God doesn't say for you to go out and buy things and look good and smell good and ride good. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, are those a greater priority than him? Okay. And that's the key, Pastor Lane. They have no sense of need, though there is one. Because there's some things money can't buy. There's some things or voids that money can't fill. Think about this. Think about how many people who have money who have committed suicide. How many people, once they get money, it becomes their God because they're not satisfied with where they are. They will go after. And when I talk about go after other things, I'm not talking about the investors. I'm talking about the people who the greed or the love of money or the lust of money is so strong that they will rob, steal, pillage, and do anything else within their power to manipulate systems or people or so. I was just looking. And when I tell you, I was just overwhelmingly flabbergasted at this place out in Austin town. Okay, out in Austin town, that they padlocked, the sheriff's padlocked yesterday. And the owner of it is in trouble because they have uh, received over, hey, Linda, how are you, Nicole? They have received over $5 million in Medicaid, um, not funding, but people on Medicaid, according to what they should be doing. They should have been receiving mental services. Were not receiving it. And so now somebody out in LA has taken over the building because the person who owned it, okay, the person who owned it was not paying the bills, but they was paying somebody. See, it's not money that's the root of all evil. It's the love of it, because the love of it or the lust for it will cause you to do things to people, will cause you to shortchange people, will cause you to cheat people, will cause you to lie people, will cause you to forge documents for the sake of putting more money in your pocket. Okay, hey Linda, how you feeling? And so Jesus is saying, you can't serve two masters. You can't serve God and money at the same time. Okay. Oh, y'all don't like me. Okay. Your service, good morning, Minister Sarah. You have to recognize and see, because of the previous verses that come along, you need to recognize that life is good. Okay. Pastor Harrison, how are you? Life is good. And you don't need to lust for money when you have a God who says in his word that I will supply all your need according to his riches and glory. So where are you? Does God have you? Or is he just a part-time lover? What do I mean by that? By a part-time lover? And I'm gonna get off of here in about 2 minutes. A part-time lover is somebody who shows up. Sister Rains, how are you, my friend? Ah, don't make me shout. Don't make me shout. Don't make me shout. We've been praying for the Lord to bring you through, and we're glad that you are headed, that you are home now. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, and all that was in me. Bless his holy name. See, what is a part-time lover? It's okay. Oh, wait, oh, what is a part-time lover? Somebody who shows up for gratification without commitment. Teach, Pastor. I'm doing the best I know how. What do I mean by that? You want God to pay bills. You want God to rescue you. You want God to heal you. You want God to provide. You want God to make a way. You want God to do this. You want God to do that. You want God to do the other. God, give me, 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 until you are satisfied. And then when God says, I need you to give something to me. Oh, now, Lord. I really, because there were some people in the Bible, if you remember clearly, in the Bible, when Jesus said, I need you to follow me. And they said, nah, wait a minute. I got to go back home. I got to settle some issues with some land. Oh, no. Somebody just died in my family. I got to go bury them. And Jesus deals with the fact that your priorities cannot be other things. It must be him. Are y'all with me? Hey, Ayana, y'all not with me. Y'all not with me today. And I got to get us to recognize that you cannot serve God and money at the same time. And if money is your God, money gonna disappoint you. Oh, because the joy I have, money didn't buy. The peace I have, money didn't buy. The contentment I have, money didn't buy. Uh, the assurance I have, money didn't buy. Okay, the peace of mind, all of those things that are a part of my daily living, money can't buy, because billionaires can't buy what I got. All right, and so how do I deal with the, again, God didn't say you couldn't have stuff. God didn't say you couldn't ride fine. God didn't say you couldn't wear clothes. God didn't say any of that. What he's saying is, Milton, what's the priority? He says, if you seek first, Matthew 6:33, y'all know that's my favorite one. If you seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, all these things shall be added unto you. And your Father already knows that you have need of them. Lord, help me, help me. Come on, come on, come on. Somebody need to help me shout on that. Somebody need to help me give God glory in the midst of that, because guess what? Y'all better hear this if you don't hear anything else. Every need in your life has, is, and shall be met. It's all predicated upon your priority. It is all predicated upon your commitment. It's all predicated upon your trust, because you can't serve God and money at the same time. And that's why some folk don't give, is because they are serving their money more than God. Thank you so much for allowing me to be. And yes, I'm going to continue back through Matthew 6 again. It's what the Lord has led me to do. Chaplain Hearns, how are you? This is what the Lord has led me to do, led me to be a part of. I taught it before, but I believe the Lord has given me a methodical, step-by-step prognosis and presentation that will allow us to see the totality of what God wants to do, and how that the transformation inward must be manifested outward. And by doing so, it makes us better men, makes us better women, makes us better witnesses for the Lord. Man, I love y'all from the depths of my heart. For those in Youngstown, don't forget what we're going to do on the first Sunday. On the first Sunday, we're going to line up at 12 o'clock at 528 Union Baptist Avenue, the Union Baptist Church. We're going to make our way up to the Board of Elections, souls to the polls. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to line up in numbers like never seen before. Now, let me help you. Let me help you. I didn't say you had to come to church. I didn't say you had to be in union. That's not what I said. What I'm saying is, at 12 o'clock, irregardless of what church you will belong to or whatever the case may be, if your church is not over with at 12, please don't show up to 528. Don't have your pastors hunting me down, talking about why did my members leave out of here. I need us as a people to collectively show our power. Now, we got Holy Ghost power. We got the power of the blood, but we also have the power of the vote. And these elections are critical. So listen, love you. Have a great weekend. See you Sunday morning in person or online at 528 Union Baptist Avenue, the Union Baptist Church. If the Lord has so blessed you, when you click off of here, you'll see that there's a myriad of ways that you can support the work of ministry. Let me say this for those of you who are cyber members, or those of you who just show support, because, and Paul says, if I've sown to you spiritual things, then you also need to sow into the ministry your financial things. And so if we're a blessing to you, whether you remember or not, please consider sowing into the work of ministry. Please consider being a part of making sure that we have everything we need to make sure that the word of the Lord, the work of the Lord, the power of the Lord, the presentation of the Lord continues to flow without any impediment and without anything standing in the way. Listen, love you, love you, love you from the depths of our soul. Y'all have a blessed week. Have a blessed weekend in the Lord. May God bless you and may He keep you, is our prayer.